All right, tennis program for novice, beginners, starters, whatever you want to call them. No-brainer program here. The world should copy this. Tennis 4-4-4. So, you're taking a novice tennis player, beginner, whatever you want to call them. This is someone who's not a player. So, the program is for 4 weeks, so you pick a day of the week. So let's use Saturday, for example. Do it Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, who cares? So you pick a day of the week, and you do it for 4 consecutive weeks. And the program is, each session is 2 hours. So 2 hours on a Saturday, for example, Saturday 10 to 12, for 4 consecutive weeks. So 4 weeks. Then the next thing is, so that's a total of 8 hours. And let's get 2 courts. So let's get 2 courts and let's shoot for, our target market is 12 players. So the program is for 4 weeks on Saturday morning, 10 to 12. And in the first 4 hours, the coach is going to make him a player. So that means you take him from novice. And so what does making him a player mean? That means that they can get the serve in from full court. So we call it, you can call it UTR 1, or you can call it an established player, whatever. But UTR, Universal Tennis Rated Level 1. So that means they can serve from full court, they can return from full court, and they can keep score, and they can play a set. That's what a player is. Normally, UTR 1, they're playing inside of the baseline, poking it straight down the middle. Universal Tennis Rated number 2, they're doing the same thing, but they're behind the baseline. So anyway, that's what you're doing. So to most coaches that I know, I ask them, how long does it take you to take someone from a beginner or novice or who can't play full court tennis, long as they're over the age of 14, how long is it going to take you? And I come up with 4 hours. It takes 4 hours to make a player. So what do you need to be a player? You need a serve and a forehand. You can fake the backhand. UTR level 1s and 2s. No need to be working on the volley. And no need to even work on overheads. That comes at UTR 4. But you can, I'm using the Universal Tennis Rating as a benchmark, but it could be, you know, whatever. I mean, beginner, novice, I'm not married to it. But either they're a player or not. So you go 4 consecutive weeks, 2 hours a day. In the first 4 hours, the coach is going to make you a player. And then you're going to play 4 sets as part of the program. So total there in those 8 hours, first 4 hours, you're becoming a player. Some training, some bumping the balls. You need to lay low on those ball feeding drills, real low, because they got to get the rally going. So you got to get the rally going. Got to be able to hit some serves. So this isn't teaching. This isn't a lesson. This would be coaching and leadership. So not every tennis pro, this is their cup of tea, but 12 people, 2 courts. Now, how much do you charge them? I'm going to throw a number out there. $99, $100. So if it's $100, that costs you $25 a week for the person for 2 hours. How much would I pay a coach? I'd pay a coach $50 an hour, $100 a time. So $100 for that 2-hour session, $400 total. Because that coach, they're doing something. They're producing players. Now, if you're up north, like I got a friend who owns a club, Park Avenue. Well, certainly Park Avenue is probably not going to charge $100 because that piece of property is very expensive in New York, and maybe they got to charge more. But so that's it. 4 weeks, 4 hours to become a player. And in those last 2 sessions, we're going to get 4 sets. So the coach is providing the leadership to take 12 players to get 4 sets. So at the end of the 4 weeks, the coach now has produced 48 sets. Now, everybody else, everybody in the program, those 12 people, congratulations, you're a player. Now, we know there's data and research out there. I think I've seen it with the PTR. And the PTR is a lot of people that go on tennis courts in some of these programs, they never play a point. They just become lesson takers. So nothing wrong with being a lesson taker. I mean, but look, a lot of people can fill their book of business with 40 hours of lessons. Most of the time, that's just straight personality. Now, how do you determine a teaching pro, who's the best one and so forth? It's simple. It's whoever gets paid the most. So the person that is $40 an hour is not as good as the person that's $100 an hour. That's just like a lawyer, right? I mean, Nick Bolletarian was 85, getting $900 an hour. He's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, don't get sidetracked on my ramble there. So the program is 4 weeks. First 4 hours, it's going to take 4 hours to become a player. And then you're going to play 4 sets. 4 weeks, 4 hours to become a player, 4 sets. Now the coach, 12 players, 2 courts, going to produce 48 sets. So I think that should be a standard program. Like they'll use this expression about, hey, grow the game. Let's grow the game. Well, you know, the growing the game is the game's fine. The game is wonderful if you play it. But it's about growing each individual's game. It's about growing their game. All right. So now, how do you grow their game? If you're going to be a player, you play. You play sets or matches and so forth. But just in this entry-level program of tennis 4-4-4, again, 4 weeks, 4 hours to become a player, and then you play 4 sets. Boom. That's it. Tennis 4-4-4. All right. Now, again, the pricing, $99. So if you got 12 players playing $100, you're paying your coach $400, $100 a shot. And the facility now has $800 to pay for court time, balls, souvenirs, whatever, T-shirts, whatever you want to do. But that works financially. Plus, now we got players. And what do players do? Players play on high school teams. Players buy tennis balls. Players participate in programming. They buy gear, shoes, they join clubs. That's what they do. So we got to quit teaching. Teaching is just not it. We got to start coaching and providing leadership. Like these teachers that teach Spanish. I recently talked to one of my kids' teachers. She teaches Spanish. And I said, so you teach Spanish, right? And she says, yes. And how many students you got? And I don't know, maybe she had 120 students. I said, how long have you had the students? And she said, most of them 2 to 3 years. I said, how many of them can speak Spanish? And she says, 10. So if you teach Spanish, there's a good chance that your students can't speak Spanish. If you teach tennis, there's a good chance that your students don't play tennis. They just show up for lessons. And that's okay, I guess. But the people who just show up for lessons, don't eventually they become pickleball players? Come on. Tennis 4-4-4. 4 weeks, 4 hours to become a player, and 4 sets. 4-4-4.